The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Whitfield Report. And Max's,
I'm marveling at the fact that you actually unmuted yourself in a timely fashion this week. Congratulations, Sam.
I did. I realized.
Sam does that?
I realized that Rumble Studio, has quirks. But, we love Rumble, especially since YouTube keeps banning our friends,
Yay.
for really stupid stuff.
Yay. Because banning for stupid stuff is exactly the thing you want to see all the time, right?
Because they can't be honest about why they're banning people, because then they'd be the bad guy.
Oh, yeah, that would suck.
And we still don't know why the Whitfield Report channel was
not official.
banned.
Like everybody kind of knows. You guys had some conversations that you're like, yeah, there's probably some shit we said here, there, and everywhere that they could twist and turn, or just was, we were drunk or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, they've never given you like an official answer.
The episodes that they banned weren't any of the crazy ones that like we thought were going to get banned. The ones that got banned were like I had a polite conversation with like my friend who worked on Capitol Hill during January 6th, and I merely asked him like what happened,
Right. Well, and hey, like, again, Rumble, people have their problems with the platform, and whatever, that's their experience. We've been having a great time over here, and if we had a person that said J6 that wasn't like saying anything crazy, I don't think Rumble would have a problem with that.
My only issue with Rumble is sometimes the app itself on my phone is weird. But
yeah, they need to get their phone app shit straightened out. To be honest, that's their.
But as far as studio, it's great.
Yeah,
in fact, that's one of the ads that they give you too, and I think it's kind of tacky, Rumble. To be honest with you, if anybody from Rumble ever watches this, it's kind of tacky to give that ad for the mobile app. When I try to get normies to make an account, and they have to use that app, and it really doesn't function up to the standards they're used to with other apps. And I'm not trying to say this to shit on the platform or shit on the company, but that's just a fact. That several people that we've known that would otherwise either use the platform or make an account or host a show even, right, are completely put off by the fact they can't do it on their phone like they can on every other platform, Twitch, YouTube, etc.
I
And
specifically,
it's not because there's no app to do it. It's because the app to do it doesn't work properly.
and I specifically bring up the app because I've had family gatherings and whatnot in the last couple of months. Bring up the podcast that we do, and
Yeah, not only from a creator, but from a viewer perspective.
Right.
The
Yeah,
app is
exactly.
not. When I watch Rumble on my phone, I watch it through a browser. And I don't sign in. And that's how a lot of people watch it. That's why I think the numbers are weird. And also I talk to people who don't comment and chat because they don't want to make an account because the interface for the damn app is so clunky. Now, I hate to harp on it. That's like backstage stuff. But it's not backstage stuff. It's Rumble stuff. And I'm just being honest that would probably help them out a great deal, especially considering a lot of their target market is like conservative boomers. And they're not the... How do I put this without starting a war with a secret agent again, Sam? Boomers aren't the most... They're not necessarily known for their tech sophistication as a general group of people. Now, there's some really smart boomers out there, Sam. You know, not all. I have to make sure to say, your boomer might be great with technology. And if you are a boomer, you're probably the best with technology. In fact, you probably know way better than me, right? You yourself. But you have to admit, in your heart of hearts, that your peers, as a group, as a generation of boomers, very few and far between, are of that level of understanding of technology. Did I give enough walking it back so that the boomers don't lynch me again, Sam?
You absolutely did, Max. But
their feelings get hurt pretty easily, so I want to make sure as to not upset them.
Well,
you might call me a snowflake.
Good news.
I have that.
Good news for you, Matt. Good news for you, Max. Luckily, our sponsor this week, you don't have to be very technical to enjoy our sponsor this week at all. In fact, I think this will be a good one that everyone will appreciate. So, are you looking to help the next generation in understanding and engaging in the Bible? The Keystone Bible is the most complete graphic adaptation of the Bible ever done and is the perfect product for helping young adults read. Dive into and interact with the Bible. This graphic Bible helps young adults understand the historical timelines of the Bible, learn about well-known and lesser-known characters and Orthodox Christian teachings, which is something that I wish I had in Sunday school myself, because reading that like small text can be really difficult.
This would have been amazing with me growing up.
Yeah. Top comic artists from Keystone Comics have created a stunning 2,000 plus page graphic novel to capture the whole Bible from Genesis to Revelation. The entire Old Testament and New Testament is available as either a hardcover trilogy or in 6 soft cover volumes. With the Keystone Bible, young adults can read scripture from cover to cover. Many times retain the content longer than traditional text. And I know from personal experience that is true. I read the graphic novel Mouse about the Holocaust, and it was as far as historically speaking out the Holocaust, it was pretty accurate and helped me maintain history with that. So find this and more exciting products at KingstoneComics.com. That's KingstoneComics.com. And that will do it from our sponsor for tonight's episode. So, we have that on the, we have that. That's our sponsor for tonight. We also have an exciting announcement, folks.
Oh, boy.
Because
what's great about your announcements, Sam, is one, I like to delay them because you like to get right into that shit, and I like to cock tease the audience a little bit for a second like this, just because it's fun. And then two, your announcements, you never run them by me, right? Almost never.
I did run this one.
Did you?
I
Okay.
think-
I'll
I
have
think
to
that-
wait until you say it because I am unaware what you're about to say. And
I mean, Sam,
also, I
good
just
call.
like to keep chat in suspense just a few extra seconds longer because I find it very comical because your announcement then gets hyped up more and more as to what it could possibly be. And then I build it to such a point that it's never going to live up to the hype. Take it away, Sam.
Oh, this one is gonna live up to the.
He's gone. He's gone. Oh my god, he just completely left the call, ladies and gentlemen. That is what happened? Well, I guess his announcement is he's leaving the show.
He's leaving us the show, ladies and gentlemen.
That was weird. Speaking of Rumble glitches, wow.
The timing, the comedic timing on that was ordained by the Lord himself, Sam. Go ahead with your announcement.
If it'll allow me to actually screen share this, good lord. Okay, are we live? Okay, good.
Oh, you did tell me about this. I apologize, Sam.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen,
You know, because ladies and gentlemen, I said he didn't tell me about this, and then I looked at what he brought up, and he indeed did tell me about this. Go ahead, Sam.
yeah. So thanks a lot. Thanks to Rumble for crashing and kind of proving Max's earlier point about the app. But anyway, folks, about a month ago now, in fact, it'll be a month on Friday. The Dogs of War, which I have right here in my hand, came out about a month ago. The paperback and ebook edition did. I believe Mort even went back and reread the entire.
Yes, I reread book one and book two in preparation for book three to show up at my door.
I thought Sam was just reading for a second there. Go ahead.
So
no,
this is one of those nights,
reading.
ladies and gentlemen. We got a great show planned. What did we plan, Sam? Dogs of War. No, like that's cool. The audiobook trilogy, all done by the same guy. It's amazing. The first two, at least. And he really puts a lot of passion into it. And glad to see it's launched. So now you can get all three on Audible.
Yet, you can get all three of the books on Audible now, and I know lots of people were waiting for that to buy. You know, they were waiting for the complete audiobooks before they bought the ebook. So book number 3 in the Shadows of Deception Saga, The Dogs of War, is now officially out in audiobook format in addition to paperback and ebook. So
Furry's running wild on the cover there. Show that nice beautiful cover.
So yeah, folks, and again,
I always knew that the furries were the bad guys, Sam. You can tell right away. Look at them.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, grotesque dog monsters running wild in the streets of you know, I guess
Is this your book or a furry fanfic, Sam?
No, it's quite the opposite of it's totally my book. Well, yeah, that would be a good one too.
Big word, real quick. My heart goes out to Johnny Fox. For he's unfortunately he's quitting YouTube again, Sam, because of all the L's that he's taking, and also because he's got diabetes and really fat. So his morbid obesity makes it hard to do YouTube anymore. My heart and condolences go out to Johnny Fox. And hey, Johnny, if you need any tips losing weight, just let me know. Give me a call. Moving on, Sam.
So yeah, folks, thanks for
We're praying for you, Johnny.
supporting
Praying
the dogs.
put the fork down.
Thanks for buying the entire Dogs of War. Thanks for buying the entire Shadows of Deception trilogy this year and supporting my work. And speaking of Johnny Fox, thanks for leaving those fake reviews because believe it or not, it just motivated people to buy more copies out of spite for you. So great going there. Johnny.
Woo, spite.
But anyway, folks,
I feel like that, I was going for like if there was a bunch of dudes around, it'd be like spite. Because spite's awesome. Shout out to spite, ladies and gentlemen.
It can indeed be a very powerful tool.
Never underestimate. People will tell you, you shouldn't hold on to it, but man, can spite make you do some wonderful things.
People said I wouldn't be able to do a podcast well. So,
and here we are proving them right, Sam.
Determination, I went out and did the best podcast I could. So, but anyway, enough about that.
And then along comes Max and Mort.
But anyway, enough about all that. Let's get into the news, boys. And what's going on this week? We've got the DNC, which has kind of turned into a crap show, and now I guess Max has disappeared from the show. So
who could have predicted such a thing?
So, well, you did.
Did I?
But it's also not that hard to see that, like, I guess pro-Palestinian people were going to, riot, at the DNC in Chicago, just like they did.
Pretty much a protest against the DNC by the left because they had a few issues. I watched several of the streams of like their speakers, I watched some of the riot stuff. It'll either be better or worse on Friday. Like Friday will either be like awful or like they'll all have gone home, one or the other.
Yeah. Well, so I watched I actually watched part of the DNC on Monday night after I finished recording Monday's show.
I hear you. A lot of people are watching the DNC. I actually didn't watch any of the official speakers. Like I said, I was watching the protesters because, quite frankly, I don't think any of the people on stage at the DNC are going to say anything that's actually going to be surprising to me or new information. But the part of the left that's protesting the mainstream DNC, I might hear some of them are actually crazy. And they're afraid to not let people speak, so they let schizos up on stage sometimes, and it's kind of fun to watch. You just get a schizo rant for 25 minutes from like an elderly black woman, who's got all kinds of ideas about like how the government is out to get her and stealing her groceries and they're poisoning her food and stuff. And they can't stop her from talking because she's got more minority points than them, Sam. I don't know what they call it, but that's basically what it means, right? Like she's got the cross section of like the checklist of I'm this, that, and the other, so they can't actually tell her to stop talking because she's disabled and black and a woman and gay and every other thing stacked on top of each other. Nobody is as minority as her, right? And that's how they judge things on the left a lot of times, and so they just have to let her go until she's done.
So what you're telling me is that Hillary Clinton got filibustered by a schizo black woman. That
happens all the time.
Yes,
I'm telling you, this is why Sam Hyde's famous. Basically, is he took advantage of this a few times where they're afraid to not let you speak as long as you sound like you're one of them. You just have to use their You know the way they up talk at the end of their sentences, and you have to talk about empathy, and you have to use words like that, and you have to sound like a soy. If you pass as a soy boy cuck long enough to get onto a microphone and
you have
not
to talk about oppression.
You just have to talk like you're one of them. They'll let you get away with a lot, because the thing about the people on the left nowadays, and this wasn't always true, this wasn't even true 30 years ago, but the left nowadays is like so in love with the idea of conformity that everybody's afraid to say something because nobody else is saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's less political. That's like an obedience training thing.
Yeah.
It's like Lizzo's up there, and even Lizzo's now like, did you see this thing about Lizzo? Lizzo lost all this weight, and she's like, the people are like, not happy with her about it, and she's just like, go fuck yourself. And I'm like, you know what? I hate to say it, but I'm on her side, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I'm actually actually good for Lizzo for like losing
rethinking something in your life, and she felt better. She said she felt better, and you know, she also mentioned like the point of not body shaming was not just only for fat people, but for whatever. This is my body, and I'm making it as comfortable as possible, or something like that, right? And I was like, yeah, sure, you know, but that's the opposite of what you were saying before. But it's good that you came to the light, because these people were making her unhealthy. You know what I mean?
Well, more like, I don't know if you have ever encountered this, but like as a fellow bass cripple band, like I don't know about you, but like I get annoyed when like I've had like people compared being fat to being like in a wheelchair.
Did you see in my Johnny Fox clip he compared cancer to diabetes?
No.
Oh, geez, no.
Yeah, he's like, I don't have cancer, but I do have diabetes. Like they're the same thing. And I'm like, no, Johnny. Oh no, don't say that. Oh, but he's probably like, to be fair, you know, a lot of people are like from like low class areas. They only ever see people who get cancer from choices that they make, like people smoking, they get cancer. They don't see people that, because like it's usually rich people that get cancer for no reason. You know, or rich compared to like the person I'm talking about. Anyway, I came out as disabled this week, Sam.
Yeah, I saw that.
Actually, Sam, before we get to that, to answer your
very
question
hard.
there, Sam, on occasion I have had some idiots on the street try to compare lack of being able to walk because of disability compared to being fat. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it is annoying because it's like
the difference is you still only need one seat on an airplane.
It's like, motherfucker, do I look fat in my wheelchair? I'm 125 fucking pounds soaking goddamn wet.
And you know what the difference is, Mort? On an airplane, they build a special seat for you people. On an airplane, they make them pay for a second one. That's the fucking difference. That's how we see you people. And when you're that fat, I got a fat person story from the other day, Sam.
You know how I'm always talking about wanting a hand up, Max? That's exactly the type of thing that I'm looking for, a hand up.
Yeah, that's it. Like, hey, I'm all for helping our disabled brothers and sisters out where we can, like ramps and stuff like that's a no-brainer, no? Because we know there's enough of them out there, enough of y'all out there. All right, if you show up to a place, it'd be easier for you to roll up the ramp than go up the stairs. I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You know? But
although I have to admit, going down some stairs is fun.
Yeah.
I bet.
Going downstairs can be fun.
That's another thing. So. I've always helped out moving wheelchairs for people, right? You're never like, I'm an able-bodied person in a wheelchair. Theoretically, I should be like less risk averse than you guys. I guarantee I'm like super duper careful. Would never go down the stairs. Y'all are like, I'm going off this ramp.
Yeah,
I've literally broken wheelchair axles, Max.
Yeah, Mort I know for a fact that like Morpheus will hurt himself just for shits and giggles.
Mort's a fucking wheelchair parkour guy over here.
Yeah.
If you only knew how true that is, Max.
So,
but
yeah.
No, Max cannot. Max, I'm very proud of you because you did come out this week, and I think we should acknowledge, that.
Yeah. I've been keeping this to myself a very long time, Sam. It's been really hard. And nobody knew. Nobody had any idea there was anything different about me or wrong with me in that way. And I just can't hide it anymore. It's they're picking on you guys for your disability, but a disability can happen to anyone, man. And I think it's not right to sit there and talk about people who have disabilities beyond their control. And like I said, there's some reasonable accommodations you can make for people. Like I said, making ramps for wheelchairs for you guys. And I think I have some suggestions on how people could help make accommodations for myself as well, Sam. But you want to read my tweet?
Yeah, Max said on August 19th at 2:28 p.m. I guess it's time to come clean. I too am disabled and don't talk out. It's been rough living this way my whole life. Wondering if people will notice it, but so far no one has. Oh God, this is so hard. I'm retarded.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I know, and it came as a big shock to you guys.
So, I mean, Max, like, I have so many questions. Like, what specific form of retardation do you have? First of all,
it's just generalized retardation.
Okay. At what point did you realize?
Oh, I've known my whole life. Formally recognized. Well, my wife has formally recognized it for a long time. Would you like to talk about how I'm retarded, babe?
Oh my God.
Anyway, maybe we'll get that later. It's I don't know. It's not something you want to tell people, Sam. Like, I get it. Like, in your case, people see you, they kind of are like, hey, there's something wrong. And when you're retarded, they only have hints and clues to go by. Like, when you do something retarded and they're like, but maybe you're just a dumb guy, or, you know what I mean? Maybe you're just, growing into yourself. But then it comes a point, Sam, where this becomes a long-term disability, right? Because you get older and you're still fucking retarded. You know what I mean? It's like the whole world changes around you, and you got responsibilities and shit.
You're retarded.
And so, if you're out there and you're like me and you're retarded, I would ask that you seek help. Seek help from others. Let them know that sometimes you just make retarded choices because you're retarded, and that's okay.
Well, give me some examples. What retarded?
I think that's probably where my wife is the expert. Could you give me an example of me being retarded recently? She just said, "Oh my God." I know you got one. She's just trying to think of a good one.
Sorry, not sorry, Maxine.
Oh.
Let's see if I can get it over there. Hold on.
See, I just imagine that like every day.
Probably even walk over here real quick. Okay. There you go.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to say that when you were complaining that your foot was hurting you really bad,
your heel was pretty fucked up. You had holes in your shoes and holes in the inserts, and you were complaining about how
Holes in
much
his brain.
pain you were in.
Uh-huh.
And yet,
Mm-hmm.
you still, in the rain, might I add, just setting the scene, in the rain, pouring rain, he walks miles to the store for, I don't even remember what, because I was just kind of pissed at him of like, you're being fucking retarded, walking in the rain with holes in your shoes when your foot is really bothering you. You're limping around the house and going up the stairs like moaning in pain, but you walk for miles to the fucking store and then come back, I got wet. No fucking shit, you got wet. You fucking moron.
In my defense, though, after the walk, my ankle hurts less.
I approve of this message.
Yeah, and then like the next day, I went like 11 miles before 10 a.m. on it.
Yep.
Also, I should include. I started adding into my routine, Sam, wind sprints. But not on regular intervals, just whenever I feel up to it, just start running as fast as I can until I can't breathe.
Oh, and starting to walk backwards when no one's with him.
To be fair, I can't run backwards. It's more like you got to jog, otherwise you don't work the right muscles. I can't do that because I need somebody to run with me to tell me if I'm going to trip.
Okay.
In Max's defense there, I wheel backwards sometimes.
Well, it works. Okay, it works. Like, see, here's the thing. I see all these fellow retards giving weight loss advice to older gentlemen, okay? And I can't help but notice they might, in fact, be grifting because, like, the best advice you can give to anybody over 30 that's a man is cardio, 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 unless you're a small guy. And most guys aren't small. They're either medium build or larger, right? And when the small guys, they need to put on the pounds. They feel it. That's what they want to do. And for them, they should be lifting weights, sure, or whatever, protein. If you're any other kind of guy, a bigger guy, or like a medium-sized guy, you should be doing lots of cardio, right? Because it's good. It's the best thing for you. Keep your ticker running. Trust me. And so I'm looking at cardio routines, and I eat like what did I have for chicken? It was chicken, rice, and Brussels sprouts. What do I usually have for dinner? It's chicken and rice and broccoli. And you do cardio until you can't fucking breathe. Because I'm 40 years old, Sam, but I'm probably in better shape than I was when I was 20. And that's how you do it. I mean, if you go back and look at old shows, you see me on camera, you could tell I lost weight. People have told me so on camera. It's even more stark in person. So I got my fatty story. Can I tell you my fatty story since I'm veering off back into that category real quick?
Sure.
So, Dunkin' Donuts said that they don't want to do business with Rumble, right? In New England, where I live, it's really hard not to have a Dunkin' Donuts within a mile of your fucking house, wherever your house is, in anywhere. It's like an institution. It's the one thing in every town here, right? People will not allow fast food chains in their town, like the town I grew up in, but they'll be like, well, we can put a Dunkin' on the line because we need a Dunkin'. It's considered a necessity. So avoiding these, they don't want my business though, Sam. I'm a creator on Rumble. They said creators on Rumble are too risky to their business plan. And so I don't want to be risky to their business plan, Sam. So I'm not going to be using Dunkin' Donuts anymore.
Then Dunkin' can suck my dick.
So I've eaten Dunkin' Donuts my whole life, but I'm a Rumble creator and they insulted me. They don't want my money, then they can't get my money. That's fine. So I went to unnamed rival competitor because the story doesn't really make them look bad, but it sort of just makes these fat people look bad. But I don't want to associate them with fat people. But let's just say there's a local competitor right across the street that I had never really tried before because I'm so used to my routine of getting Dunkins until they insulted me for using a platform on the internet. So I go in and I'm like, my wife was like, oh, the boy and me would both like one chocolate donut, please. and a chocolate milk. Okay, cool. So I go in and I'll try it out, and the price wasn't so bad. It was like $1.50 for a donut. But the people ahead of me, there was a couple, probably in their mid to late 20s, and the girl had piercings and blue hair and all that shit, like the shaved side of her head. And the dude looked like the biggest cuck, and he was wearing a Star Wars. It was like a comedy novelty, geek.com or whatever fucking Star Wars tee. Like the biggest soy boy I've ever seen, literally, because he was like 400 pounds and she was about 400. They looked like, Sam, have you ever seen the old school wrestling fat twin brothers that would ride motorcycles from like the 50s?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They had that kind of thing going where they had the same body shape. And it's round, you know, from the top to the bottom. It's so round, it's almost like they're square. You know what I mean? Like a pillow.
Yep.
Their body type is pillow. And they're both, and you can't, the only reason you can tell which one's the man and which one's the woman is by their headgear.
Right.
Which is probably, they probably like that because they're definitely, I mean, if she's got like blue hair and it's shaved, they're probably leftists, right? Anyway. I'm like, chocolate donut, chocolate donut, chocolate donut. My boy likes chocolate. That's his favorite kind of donut, right? So, of course, I want to try the new place. And I heard their donuts are pretty good. And my wife asked for a chocolate donut. And I'm like, chocolate donut, chocolate donut, chocolate donut. And fatty, Tweedle fat and fatter over here, literally, Sam, ordered 2 dozen chocolate donuts. Now, they have every kind of donut at this local competitor that you could ever want. They got sugar candied assholes and sugar glazed dick puffs and all that stuff. You know, the good stuff. The real good shit that'll give you a heart attack. You know? And, you know, lemon crusted assholes, that kind of thing. And I'm just like, I just want a chocolate donut, right? Because my boy. And clearly, they must make good chocolate donuts because, hey, who would be a better judge of a donut than 2 400-pound motherfuckers, right? How many chocolate donuts do you think the store had left, Sam?
None.
1.
They ordered 24 of them. Do you think they had 26? No. They had 24. And they gave those fat motherfuckers the last 24, and then they heifered all over to the counter. Oh, and they bought munchkins, and they asked for all the chocolate munchkins too, because I thought that was my alternative. Yeah, the donut holes. I don't know. They're not called munchkins, and if you go to different places, they call them, but they're the little tiny donuts, right?
Yeah.
And I just wanted the chocolate ones because that's the next best thing. When she was done with those fat heifers, there was one chocolate donut hole in the whole place, and since my wife had asked for one, I made sure she got it, and the boy had to settle for like, you know, I think they were like Bavarian cream filled candy titties or whatever. Yeah, old fashioned sloppies and the sloppy seconds and all that, you know.
Bavarian cream.
I don't know. I'm not a big donut eater, Sam, so I don't know all the technical names for this stuff.
Well,
but those people were big and they ate lots of donuts, thus being big donut eaters. And they sat down and ate them, like making all kinds of huff. And they were mouth breathers too. That's the worst when fat people are mouth breathers. If you're fat, just don't be a mouth breather.
That's the fucking worst.
And sitting there like, Jesus, have some goddamn self-respect. And I'm sitting there thinking, what am I gonna do? My boy's gonna be pissed. I just wanted to get a chocolate donut. You fat fuck.
Well, you know, Max,
I wanted to go home, get a tuba, go back, and follow them home.
Well, you know, Max, you might be retarded, but at least you're healthy.
That's right. And it's, hey, if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough, okay? That's a life lesson that you need to learn in life, especially if you're retarded. It's no joke when you're retarded and life comes kicking you in the balls. If you're not tough enough to handle it, man, you still get kicked in the balls.
Yeah.
That's the philosophy of retardation, Sam. I actually learned that at the Society for Retarded People.
Is that organization even still around? Because I thought the left shut.
Yeah, I mean, nobody shows up, but I still bring cupcakes.
And nobody shows up, so you eat the.
I feel like maybe it's just been cured in everybody but me, and I was just too retarded to figure it out. I don't know. I just every week I go down and we have Retarded Anonymous, and it's hi Max, I'm Max and I'm retarded, and then all the empty chairs say hi Max, and then I have cupcakes. I don't know, how long have I been doing that? Maxine, how long have I been doing this? Like 15 years?
Max,
Yeah.
Max, if you're going down to a place and talking to empty chairs and you hear back from them, that's not retardation.
Well, I don't hear back from them, Sam, but you still have to have your meeting. We're retarded. We're not savages. Jeez.
I think you're fine as long as you don't hear back.
Yeah. No, I say hi, Max, so that it looks like we're having a meeting. Why wouldn't you do that? Sam, have you been tested?
I mean,
I've been tested for it, just not in the last 15, 20 years.
I mean, I actually have been tested, and by today's standards, I probably am retarded because.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, by today's standards, because we'll
have to get you in touch with the retarded representative.
Well, Max, I still believe that.
No, it's not just me. Okay, I'm gonna give you the number, and you'll call and ask for Dr. Max. We'll get you straightened out.
Well, I still believe in I still believe in two genders. That there.
Oh yeah, you're definitely retarded, bro.
That there are two genders.
Yeah, because that's what I said, and they were like, that was the second question. How many genders are there? And I said 2, and they were like, okay, we don't need to test you anymore.
Yeah. Well,
you're definitely retarded.
Like I said, in the land of pseudo intellectuals, the retard is king.
That's
so right. I'm pretty sure Mort is retarded too.
Well, why does nobody show up to my meetings?
So
I make coffee.
Too far to
Sometimes
travel.
we have lemon bundt cake.
I mean, Mort still likes Melanie Mack, even though she has.
I'm retarded. She says, "What's wrong with you?" I'm retarded. I'm finally telling the world. Why are you gonna make fun of me? It's a disability. It's really debilitating disability, to be honest with you. You see what I can put up with? Everybody's like, "What's wrong with you?" It's like I told you, I'm retarded.
You're, and it's not. I'm sorry, Max. I really shouldn't laugh at that, but I am. I can't.
I laugh too. It's the only way to deal with my crippling retardation.
Oh God!
At least we're laughing with Max and not at Max.
Yeah, that's the key. You got to be too dumb to get the joke when it's about you.
Yeah.
And then you turn it into a superpower. You see, it all comes around full circle. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mersh. So.
Well, hey, not all of us become heroes, okay? Some retards become fat losers on the internet. I was gonna say villain, but he's not.
Fat losers on the internet.
I guess a villain in the sense he kidnapped some cats, right? So does that qualify? Is that a super villain? Is anybody who? Yeah, okay. He kidnapped cats, makes him a super villain.
Is he huffing cat ass?
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I can't be a superhero though because I'm still I'm on team Batman's code is gay.
No,
Well,
no.
hey, I probably don't get it because I'm retarded, but
No. It is gay. Actually, I'm actually glad that you brought this up because I'm in a guilded of other authors, and we were actually talking last night about how the Punisher is like way better than Batman. You know. So.
well, I don't know about that. But the one thing is, I could dig Bruce Wayne's code if he killed the Joker. But until he kills the Joker, he's responsible for all the people Joker kills because he's retarded. See, that's the thing, though. You can't really cast stones at Bruce Wayne if you're in the retarded community, which I am apparently the only member of. So, because he's retarded, and that's positive representation. He's Batman. Batman's retarded. Who knew, right? Isn't that awesome? It's nice to see even in real life we have some representation now, like because Elon Musk is retarded, right? Joe Rogan's retarded, very famously.
Well,
And,
well, Joe Rogan openly admits to being retarded.
Yeah. Maybe that's why people just don't need a support group anymore. Honestly, because we're not really smart enough to know what it is. I just like setting up the chairs.
Well, like.
So what you're saying is you're old school retarded, Max.
I mean, there's 34 chairs, Morpheus.
And
you put the chairs up, right? And you have the meeting, and it's okay, everybody. In this week's announcement, I'm retarded, so I forgot to write it all down. Treasurer Max is going to say a few words about our finances, and then I walk off the stage, and I walk back on wearing a hat, right? My wife can attest, right? She knows the drill, and then.
Drag me into this.
And then it's like, okay, fellas, we're a little short in the treasury this month. I don't know if we're going to have the funding for the usual video game and Dorito fund. So you're all going to have to either chip in or we're going to have to tighten our belts. No Steam sale this month.
I do want to
Thank you, Treasurer Max.
I do want to
if you had to choose, do you choose the Doritos or the video game, Max?
Well, I'm retarded, Morpheus. Stop picking on me.
That's kind of what I do.
So then, I get back on and say, okay, we're going through the minutes of last week, right? At 3:47, Max said he was retarded. At 3:48, the treasurer spoke and said we didn't have enough money for Doritos. At 3:48, we adjourned.
Well, I would like to point out that your wife was the one who came up with pussy smoke.
Shut up, Sam.
Which might
pussy smoke.
Which might be simultaneously our most retarded but also genius bit that we've done. So, and we love you for it, Maxine.
Oh
so and
see the worst part of Sam is until somebody else shows up, I'm my own sponsor. You know how awkward those phone calls are, Sam? Somebody needs to the meeting.
Are you, Max? Are you sure that you're not a schizo? Because
no. I just look, Sam, there is a rigid structure I have to follow because I'm retarded. And if I don't follow orders, I'm going to do something stupid, okay? And so I have to have the meeting, and there has to be 34 chairs, okay? And people have to have sponsors. And since it's an odd number of people, okay, I have to improvise. And all I could think of to improvise, because there's not a routine and I'm retarded, was to be my own sponsor, Sam.
What happens if there's only 33 chairs there, Max? What happens if there's 33 chairs there, Max?
We can't have the meeting with 33 chairs, Morpheus, obviously.
Well, Morpheus and I can bring our own chairs. We bring
Oh no. In case of disabled, we have contingency for you. If there's disabled people, I have to remove 2 of the folding chairs, and I have to fold them up and then unfold them and then fold them up to make sure. You got to always double check your chairs. It's in the instruction manual, so I've been doing this for 15 years. And you put them up against the wall, and then there'd be enough room for you guys, and you could. But then we'd still have odd people, so somebody would have to double sponsor.
I mean, like,
I guess I could sponsor you both.
I mean, Morpheus could be my sponsor.
But then I'm still my own sponsor, Sam.
And Sam can sponsor you, Max.
Yeah, I could be your sponsor too.
How are you gonna sponsor me if you can't even sponsor yourself? My wife's dying over here.
Well, you know, like
this is the real side you people don't see about retardation. It's killing my family, Sam.
You know what? If I was retarded before this conversation, I am retarded now. This conversation is like boggling my mind. It's like boggling my mind. So
she said to tell you, like, this is important. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about with the disability. She lives with this every day.
Well,
and you should really think about that, Sam. What does that really entail?
How does that poor woman make it through?
Yeah, she's a saint.
Well, you know, she is, and you know, like.
But also, you might question her judgment, and she might be a little retarded too.
Shut the fuck up, Max.
Because she picked this.
Well, you know,
I don't think she did. I think you hid your retardation until she said yes.
I just got hit with a bottle of Aleve by a magical force of gravity.
Well, you know, she saw you. She saw you somewhat. I know the story. She saw you and was like, "Oh dear God, someone has to take care of this poor soul." And I
think you're right.
And she did. So, like, it's
a calling, really.
That woman's a saint.
If Morpheus and I could give a standing ovation, which we can't, but like,
she gets the first ever crippled standing ovation.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I want you to picture Mort and I like trying to stand up on our crippled legs.
You know how she found out I was retarded, Sam? We'd go to the mall.
Oh my God.
And I would get confused.
Oh,
and so I'd be like, "No, Maxine! Maxine, where are you? It's not you! Don't run away from me!" You know, because I was confused because I'm retarded.
He literally did this. He did this so many times.
And the people would look at her like she was a bad person.
Well, Matt.
Yeah, so she's known I was retarded for a very long time.
What's funny about that is I used to do this shtick with a buddy of mine, and when we were a couple of years, like 10 years ago, when we were still going to bars and shit, I would fall out of the chair. I would literally transfer from my chair to a bar stool, drink a bit, fall out of the fucking bar stool intentionally, not hurt myself, and my quote unquote idiot friend wouldn't fucking help because I told him previous not to help, and he would look like an idiot in front of all the fucking patrons. It was hilarious.
Oh man, dude, if you'd have slipped me a 20, I'd have kicked you too.
Oh my God.
Well,
you get all the chicks, dude. That's the thing. If you're crippled, just find a big giant retard like me, right? And pay me $5 to kick my ass. I'm serious. I'll tell. Like, a lot of big guys would totally, if you said, "Hey, I'm trying to impress this girl. Would you, if I bought you a couple drinks, would you pretend to lose a fight against?" They might do it, you know. I would for sure.
Well,
just, you gotta name the right price, and maybe a couple beers, but I'd be like, "All right, well, I'm gonna toss you out of your chair."
And the dirty fucking looks my buddy would get when he wouldn't fucking help me was goddamn hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. One
Gentlemen,
time
you gotta be creative, you know?
One time I told my buddy to just jump me out of my chair, and so he did, and all the girls were like, "Oh my god, what an asshole!" And then they came over just to, you know, it was like,
Are you okay? Can you help?
yeah, exactly, and you know,
I can't let Sam speak, Chibi, because I don't understand. Go ahead, Sam.
That's my other favorite bit that you do. Is you know, like this is the thing, like I am glad that you brought that up because
I'm just gonna let you drown this time just because she said to let you speak.
Because people are
Just to prove a point. Because some men just want to watch the world burn.
Well, people are always like, why does Sam, why do you let Max interrupt you all the time? And I'm like, because he's retarded. It's fine.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know social etiquette.
It's not because you sometimes stutter just to buy some time to think of something to say or anything like that. Like you just did there when I said I'm just gonna let you drown. Because you're like, shit, I don't even know what I'm gonna say. I'm not. Oh wait, I let them in on the joke. Sorry, I'm retarded.
I have a lot to say.
Yeah, but at that moment you weren't sure where to go next. That's the trick. And so we fill that air with me being retarded to cover weaknesses.
Because now you've got me on this train of thought, like, boy, Max really is retarded, which interrupted my original train of thought, which is now I'm retarded because of that.
Yeah, well, I told you it was contagious.
Well,
or maybe I didn't. I don't know. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Look, I'm retarded.
I mean, I'm told that.
Oh, she thinks she's immune?
I mean, women are generally.
You're very careful with your next how you finish that, huh?
Well, I wasn't going to say women are generally not retarded, and then I remembered that we actually have like a little retard running for president right now.
Yeah.
So
and then you remembered Casey Anthony existed.
Listen. I like
allegedly. She's allegedly retarded.
I like the fact that I just called Kamala Harris retarded and no one called me.
Well, that's not alleged. That's just a fact. I don't think anybody's going to fact check us on calling Kamala retarded. She's like I don't know. She used to come to the meetings back in the day, right?
Don't bring me into this.
I don't remember.
What? Well,
it was definitely like an older lady pretending she was black saying she listened to Tupac, but maybe it was just somebody else.
Did she offer to suck your dick at the meetings?
No. She was too busy locking up black men. I don't know where to go with it, Sam. I'm sorry, I'm retarded.
Well, you know, that's super retarded too.
She had to recruit black men to put out forest fires.
Yeah, she needed some slave labor out of African American men from San Francisco.
Chibi, how is Rachel McAdams retarded?
Look, Sam, that's the thing.
Because a redhead?
Because anybody can be on the retarded spectrum, Sam.
I mean,
it is a spectrum. Like there's the low end, that like the high function where it's like I am, you know, where like you forget to put your socks on and you tank Sam, your best friend's show because you're talking about stupid stuff and making everybody laugh, and we forget that there's even news. Shit like that. You know, those are like low level symptoms. And then there's like you're 400 pounds and you order 2 dozen donuts. You know, that's That's like major retardation, and really at the Retards Anonymous, we don't even like those people have to go to a different group.
Well, you know,
Those
and
people, you
then
can't put them in the door.
and then there's this super retarded move of pulling out troops out of Afghanistan without a clear fucking exit strategy and like leaving like $60 billion worth of weaponry for for Al Qaeda just to use. I mean, like
Somebody's got to use it, Sam.
Well, like that's a really fucking retarded move. Like, who would?
Now, my wife said, "How's Rachel McAdams retarded? She's from Canada." You answered your own question because everybody from Canada is retarded. That's a known fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. So
Max derails the news for 2 hours. The stream. Oh wait, that's every week.
You know what though? This is a far better show than like covering. This oddly enough does tie.
Did you watch Joe's speech? Because I didn't. It might have put me to sleep, and I was trying to stay awake.
No, I did not because like I knew.
Did he say he was gay or quitting? Either of those would have get my attention. Anything else?
Well, here's the thing, Max. Like I knew I was gonna have to put up
in that order.
Well, here's the thing, Max. I knew I would have to put up with your retarded ass this week. So like I just couldn't put up with Joe's retarded.
Yeah. We really need to work on that. The I'm feeling a little like workplace hostility towards my retardation, Sam, and I might have to talk to the ADA attorney about that.
Well,
and hey, the ADA attorneys understand being retarded, Sam, so they're not gonna fuck around.
Well, you are talking to like Morpheus is the official ADA compliance officer at Right to Offend Media.
Goddamn right.
Yeah. Well, and he knows you've been picking on both of us for being retarded for years, Sam. Enough's enough.
I only
went on strike. Only that sounds like a lot of work, and like I don't know, it'd be a waste of time really because you wouldn't give a shit. And like I don't know, like we thought about it, Sam. Just know that, but we're too retarded to get it together.
See,
all in favor of opposed to all who gonna strike say aye. Okay, there you have it. The yays have it. See? Because we're retarded. We don't want to actually go on strike, Sam, but we've had enough of you picking on us.
Okay, well, I'll just do what I do.
I just created and disbanded a union in 1 second, Sam. You want to fuck around? I know how the leftists do this, Sam. We're gonna do this for the struggle session. I'm gonna just bring up all your naughty Twitter posts from back in the day. Did you say that, Sammy?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the answer is yes.
Based.
I mean, the thing of it is like I'm not gonna get myself in hot water this week, but like,
It's a good idea.
I mean,
yeah, nothing offensive on this show this week, Sam.
I mean,
pure, clean, wholesome family entertainment, right here on the Whitfield Report.
I mean, hey, look, if if Donald Trump likes beautiful women, then what's wrong with that?
Okay, but do you like ugly women? That's a real. If you think it's not okay to like beautiful women, then the question you ask that person is, do you like ugly women?
Yeah, that is a valid question.
Yeah.
So,
So, Sam, you like ugly women?
No.
I kind of feel like you might, though. I kind of feel like
We
if
have
you were
standards,
drunk,
Max.
Well, I mean,
you're like over the top when you're drunk, Sam. We've all seen it. This is the Whitfield report. You can be honest.
I mean, beer goggles will make.
Yeah, see, I was right. I had a suspicion. Kind of knew.
Beer goggles don't count.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. I've been overruled.
But
as a married man, yes, they do. That ain't no good excuse.
Okay, fine. As a single man, beer goggles do not count.
Well, no, because as long as you forget, you just get out of there before you're not drunk anymore, and then you'll never know what she looked like, so you could just make it up in your head. I get you. A married man, it just means if you need an excuse, you're already fucked up. You're already fucked up. Whatever that is.
I know we've been talking like being retarded for an hour, but this is still like this whole entire podcast about Max being retarded is still less retarded than the DNC is.
Well, obviously, look. I said they have their own group for high-level retarded people, Sam. It's called the DNC. I'm sure you've heard of it. Why do you got to pick on everybody for being retarded, Sam?
How do you give free vasectomies and free abortions at a DNC?
Because they're retarded.
Yeah. Anyway, more.
How do you have your own people protest your fucking big convention? Right? How does your foreign policy seem so like retarded?
Because they're retarded.
And I think that because the administration and the campaign, the Harris-Biden administration and campaign, has been so friendly towards retarded people such as myself that it's about time that we asked for some reasonable accommodations under the ADA. That being the Americans with Disabilities Act, Sam, which helps people like you guys out with ramps on the wheelchairs, and having an accommodable toilets and things in public vicinities. The Americans with Disabilities Act. You're just asking for a reasonable accommodation. And as a retarded man, I need some reasonable accommodations myself,
What
would those be, Max?
What would those be?
Well, I can't be held responsible for the stupid shit I say because I'm retarded, right? I can't help that.
That's just freedom of speech.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so we do have, but under the ADA, it's more than just freedom of speech. I need reasonable accommodation to where if I'm out in public and I say something genuinely dumb, I need it to be illegal for my wife to get cringed out and facepalm and like all embarrassed and shit. You know what I mean?
But
that would be against her freedom of speech.
It's not speech. You see, she throws shit at me. That ain't speech. I'm retarded, Sam. I don't know any better. I need to be able to say shit within a safe space without being under threat of my own stupidity. Isn't that the Fifth Amendment?
Wouldn't that be?
I don't incriminate my own idiocy.
I mean, technically, you and your wife are. Technically, your marriage is like a private. Well,
it doesn't matter, Sam. All I'm saying is, I don't know any better, and thus I shouldn't be responsible for the dumb shit that I say. Everybody agrees that I'm retarded, but when it comes to the hard part of learning to love a retarded person. They don't want to make any accommodations, Sam.
So you want the same accommodations as the poop squatch?
Well, I mean, I'd say that Maxine has made the ultimate accommodation. I mean, being married to you for for a long time.
Yeah, 11 years. And she's been helping me with my retardation since before we were married.
Yeah.
And that's a hard job. I don't make it easy.
Yeah, and God bless
Yeah.
her.
The thing is, Sam, if you ever want to be good at anything, you got to work hard at it. So I make sure never to let her slip in her duties in keeping my retardation in check. It's a constant test.
I'm sure, and now I know why the sandwich makers exist. It's group therapy for her.
Oh, I mean, I don't know them personally, but I do have a sneaking suspicion that if I met the other two husbands of the sandwich makers, they might actually enjoy coming to Retards Anonymous meeting. Like I said, sometimes we have lemon bundt cake and video games,
Okay, now I would come to that for like lemon bundt cake. So
well, it's been sitting there. I've had the same bundt cake for 11 years. Nobody eats it.
Yummy, petrified bundt cake.
I mean,
if somebody had eaten it, I get a new one, but nobody ever comes, so I just keep putting the bundt cake out,
Well,
Why
now
haven't you eaten it there, Max?
Wow, look, that's for guests. I'm the host.
And because he's retarded.
Well, I mean, that's what the meeting's for, but the bundt cake is, I mean, why wouldn't we have bundt cake? Sometimes there's donuts.
Do you eat the donuts?
Well, yeah. What else do you do with donuts?
Then why don't you eat the bundt cake?
Because that's for the guests.
Are the donuts not for the guests?
The donuts are for anybody. Look, if you want to come down and you want to help set up chairs, you can read the fucking handbook. I'm going to have to get rid of one of the chairs because of your fucking chair. And you break tradition for all these years. But you know what? We will make a reasonable accommodation for you. And all I'm asking is for when I open my big stupid mouth and say something dumb, people don't treat me like I'm retarded.
But Max, like if you're let me ask you this. If you're retarded and you're one of the most well-read people that I know, then what does that make like the average like person then?
I don't know, man. The biggest fool is the guy that thinks he's not retarded, in my opinion.
That's true.
In other words, Mersh.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it also Barack Obama.
That's true. I mean, like, yeah, that was a big victory for retarded. I mean, he wasn't the first retarded president. We've had plenty of them. I mean, come on. But he was not only the first black president, famously, but Sam, did you know that he was also the first queer black retarded president?
I actually
did hear something about that.
I actually have heard something about that.
Yeah. Well, because he's married to a transgendered woman. Yeah, Michael.
Something about Joan Rivers said something and then died.
Yeah, and so isn't that great? Like, that's a step forward for retarded people, because like he's retarded enough, to like make it. Well, like I said, you got to turn it into a superpower. to where you're so retarded, people just let you do stuff because it's funny. That is like the best. See, I learned this. I told you retardation's contagious, Sam. And I learned this from my friend Kevin in the 5th grade. Because Kevin was retarded, right? And Kevin had no teeth as well, because he had all kinds of shit wrong with him. And Kevin would just tell us, like, hey, watch this. And literally he'd jump up on the table and just start yelling curse words. And the teachers would just like look at their shoes. And I realized this power is way too big for just Kevin. And so I sat under the learning tree of the master of retardation for many years, Sam. And I learned his ways very carefully. I studied him. We exchanged books. I read the great retards that have come before me and learned of all of their tricks and tips and secrets and how to harness it for the good of mostly myself, but also humanity sometimes.
I am like really this is like the most this is like far more entertaining than I thought it would be.
It's just the truth.
I just again
he showed me the ways of the Kung Fu Hillbilly. Sam, are you familiar with the Kung Fu Hillbilly?
That sounds like one of those bad movies that like what's his face, the dame.
Oh, and it's way better than that. It's way better than because if it was a movie, it would be like a cornball comedy movie, and it'd be like a no. This is a guy that went on Jerry Springer, right? And he's from a trailer park, okay? And he writes books and sells them about philosophy and martial arts. He's the Kung Fu Hillbilly. And I learned, ow! You see, I learned from my master, who is, may he rest in peace, the Kung Fu Hillbilly, how to take punishment like that without really reacting. I said the ow because, it's better for comedic effect, but I completely no-sell it, you see, because it doesn't hurt, because I was trained under the wing of great retards of my day. And you see, you can learn to use your retardation to overcome pain and no-sell getting hit with a newspaper, Sam.
I think Maxine might actually throw something that will hurt you, and then but then and
she did. Like, if I wasn't retarded, that might have hurt.
But that might unretard him.
That's what I see. That's it. She's been trying to help me get unretarded all this time, and it just doesn't work. It's that they call that the Fred Flintstone theory. If you hit me hard enough in the head, I'll go back to normal. The thing is, this is how I always was. All that happens when you hit me in the head, Sam, is that I think I'm a race car driver.
You mean you're not?
Well, now I am, because that happened, and they expect me on Wednesday, but that's besides the point. We'll talk about that after the show. But originally, no, I wasn't. It's just that when I thought that I was, I got really good at driving race cars, Sam. You didn't know this? See, what happened was I was listening to that song, The Distance by Cake, right? And I was walking down the road, and I got hit in the head. And by hitting the head, I mean I ran, like, face on into a telephone pole, like, ba-ding! And the next thing I know, they were handing me a trophy. And now I'm on the team. This happens when you're retarded, Sam. It's terrible. It's a curse.
See?
Sometimes you're just the captain of the team when you wake up because you got your head hit. Have you never watched television before? They write stories. It's a terrible condition, and they've been writing stories about it since the 70s, Sam. Surprised you didn't know this.
I mean that happened to me. I got hit over the head once, and they made me like CEO of a company, and I made like millions of dollars. So but I'm retarded, and I spent all so now
Well, we were telling you, Sam, that's where you were getting all the PCP. It wasn't a company, that was a cartel.
oh.
You had this whole gangster tip for like 2 months. We were trying to get a hold of you, and then you showed back up like, yo, essay. And we were like, Sam, what's up? And then like one of those guys like smacked you with them old blackjacks, right? And then like they took the money. You don't remember any of this?
No.
You might be retarded.
You
should come get some lemon bundt cake.
I probably am. And I should. You know, I know I'm at least a little retarded because I like I used to
I'm
like
kind of retarded.
I used to like Michael Francis. And you know, he's very retarded.
Also, free helmets. That's another accommodation. Is we should get free helmets.
I feel like
because I hit my head a lot, Sam. Just down here, you see, we get it's yeah. You know, my office is in my basement, so this is where I stream from, and there is these pipes, right? And it's normally fine if you're like a normal and also not retarded person. But what happens is I stand up real quick, and there's metal plates on the bottom of the pipes to protect them from exactly this kind of thing, and they go ping on the top of my head. And again, then the next thing, you know, I come back and I've been a rich guy at a country club for 2 months, and now I have a charity game against Tiger Woods, and I don't know how to play golf. It's awful, okay? And it's a really difficult thing to live with, being a retarded protagonist.
Maxine, listen to me very carefully. I don't think your husband's retarded. I think he has like a traumatic brain injury.
Isn't that the same thing?
I mean,
yeah. No, I was a fighter. This is the funny thing is like I joke, but yeah, like I was a fighter from when I was a little kid. I did a lot of contact sports, and I probably had 50 concussions by the time I was 20. Easily. Minor to major, for sure.
I mean, I don't know.
Taken very seriously nowadays, but back then we didn't know.
I mean, I don't know much about like what Morpheus has with spina bifida, but like with cerebral palsy, it literally is a brain injury. So,
well, I mean, like a concussion, like every time.
Mine's a spinal cord defect, but it can. Depending on where that injury is, it can affect the brain.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's connected.
So maybe I shouldn't bear hug Morpheus too hard then. So
yeah, like unironically,
we're going to bear hug each other to death.
Yeah,
that's not a joke.
Oh, I changed my mind, chat. Maybe he's not retarded because he's pussing out on the bear hug of death. What kind of retard would pass that up?
I listen. I just don't want to crush Mort's spine on.
Yeah, but does it sound fun?
Yes, it does.
What kind of retard passes up a fun time?
Well, you know, I mean,
the younger model actually thinks he's gonna win. That's funny.
I know. More of this. I know you're retarded because
we have to get some of them like big pillowy gloves and just let you guys throw down, because I'd honestly think, I don't know, Sam, I might think like if I was a betting man, you might not get my money.
You know,
I mean, we were talking about a certain type of push-up last week after the show, so.
You know, I do think an actual cripple fight would be hilarious. So.
Well, we'd have to spot some points based on like a weight class, you know, to make it nice and even. I think we could score it properly.
Well, like I think more of this and I would probably both be like welterweights if I had to guess, because like I'm skinny. and like
yeah. I mean, points on connect, no face because like, bro, your guy's necks would probably not do well to get shook. You know, if you go too fucking hard. I don't know. Me and my friends, like back in the day, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's me and my retarded friends. But
Yeah,
we used to
although-
go shoulders to waist all the time, right? Just
although I haven't punched in the face before.
well, but like he's got a spinal thing, and you got like a nervous thing, so.
Yeah.
The shock from getting hit in the head's probably off the table just for. Oh, maybe not, because I'm retarded. Maybe I shouldn't be reasonable here.
Not wanting to die sake.
Yeah, the not wanting to die sake. I'm not that retarded.
Yeah. No. Point being
But some big fucking pillowy gloves, and we score y'all on points.
no.
That would work.
No, see, the thing of it is, though, I am glad you brought that up because like, see, I know that Morpheus wouldn't underestimate me in a fight, and I wouldn't underestimate Morpheus, but I can guarantee you, other people have underestimated me.
And you guys would have differing strategies.
And others have underestimated me. It's funny.
That's what I love about like one-on-one combat. Like from when I was a little kid, that's why I fell in love with it, because you can bring so many different elements and strategies to the table of all these different combat sciences. And so from my analytical, I like fighting retarded mindset, Sam, I can't help but like want to weigh, okay, because of Sam's life, what kind of style does he bring to this fight? Because ain't nobody training you, because to train you, they need to like kind of know what your body's like, and only you know that. You know what I'm saying? So, and Morpheus is the same thing. What sneaky little tricks have you guys picked up? What parts of the body did he work on that you didn't? How do you match up pound for pound? Ladies and gentlemen, we need to make this fight happen. I'd love to announce it, commentate it. Oh, man, I'm hyped. Let's go.
I mean, you know...
The Joe Fisher, the chat says, can we get a big joint and chill, bros? Yeah, after the fight, of course.
I mean, you know, Mortis might not be retarded, but like, I know that Melanie Mac is, because anyone
That's
who
why I got a supporter.
Well,
I gotta beat her, Maxine.
Yeah, well, anyone who doesn't understand, like, anyone who thinks anyone who thinks that Hindus are satanic is really retarded. So,
Absolutely.
you know.
Well, Joe doesn't have to fight dudes in wheelchairs. They're going to fight each other. They've been talking about this. I'm just setting it up to make it viable and trying to keep them from killing each other in the process.
Yeah, Joe. I'm not saying I would fight you. Morpheus and I would fight each other.
Facts.
That seems, I don't know. That's what I'm saying, is like, who does have the advantage? I don't really know, but we could definitely score it. You know, hits versus blocked or deflected, you know? Mm-hmm. You guys would be rolling around the ring. You'd have to use the chairs that you don't have to do manually, because otherwise how you gonna punch each other? Have to use the automatic chairs. Probably be. Oh man, that's half the strategy, right? How do you?
No, we've got half. We can either use automatic chairs or we can use sport chairs.
I was gonna say, how do you like you got to put a guard up while you're using your like elbow to drive the thing?
Well,
that's actually a skill.
Well, no,
elbow driving is not that hard.
Well,
no, but putting up a block for a guy that's punching you while doing it, that makes it like, dude, that's a sport.
No. What I could see happening is like more of the time we just pull each other out of our chairs and then, you know, ground and pound.
Triple foot on the fucking ground.
Yeah. And then, you know, and then we, you know, and then
somebody eventually would have to yell uncle.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we could live stream that and people would definitely watch it unrelated to our fans because it's just a cripple fight.
We
And we know you sickos want to see it because I'm a sicko. I want to see it.
we would probably
But
actually.
no, I see the sportingness.
I
of
mean, they watch bum fights. Why wouldn't they watch cripple fights?
We would probably actually make the one person I would be afraid of cripple fighting is Ricky Berwick, because like I'm pretty sure
That dude's a fucking spider.
I'm gotta be crafty.
I'm pretty sure that dude would just bite me and like I would contract like rabies or something.
Yeah.
We'd die of tetanus or some shit.
I'm telling you, his ultimate is like he grows tentacles and becomes a Cthulhu monster. I've seen it. Go check his shorts. I've seen it.
Which by the way, Mort, like, was that your rant this week? Was about Ricky? Like, what was your whole thing with Ricky Berwick this week, Mort? Tell the people.
Basically defending Ricky, even though man doesn't need defending from anybody. But people are trying to shit on Ricky because of his use of the word cripple. And I've just been shitting all over able-bodied people because they can't fucking stand Ricky because he says the word retarded a lot. It's funny, people.
Oh, well.
Okay, why is that thing with able-bodied, like, just to kind of cut the bit?
Yeah, what's up with these able-minded people thinking they can say retarded?
Because they able-bodied people want to shit on Ricky for saying retarded because they want to white knight for the disabled community. And what happens when Mort sees somebody that's able-bodied trying to white knight for the disabled community? Mort jumps in and shits all over him for days.
And that's what you've been doing.
If they wanted to help out the disabled community, they'd come down when we have retards anonymous and eat my fucking bunt cake. Where were they then?
A lot of the issue that I have with the disabled community is Max and I were talking about this a little like yesterday or the day before. My version of quote unquote activism for the disabled community is individual activism to raise individuals up, not as a hive mind mass of fucking idiots.
Oh yeah. Well, that's hard because you see, that's another accommodation you got to make. See, if you're retarded, it's really hard to think for yourself, and it's easier to be told what to do. Did you know that most people are retarded?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why the sayings exist. A person is smart, but people are stupid.
That makes it really hard to bring awareness. Because even though most people have it, they're retarded. So they don't know.
Well,
I would agree.
That's what I was going to say. Like,
and I will never stop beating the individual activism drum. That's just how I am.
Yeah. And I like a good drum.
But that was gonna be my ultimate point, Max. Is like, you might be retarded.
Drums? I like drums.
You might be retarded, Max, but you're one of the smartest retards that I know.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, I can co-sign that.
You're welcome, Tard.
No, you can live a full, healthy life as a retard. Sometimes they make movies. Did you ever see the one about that retarded guy who he did all these really cool things, over his whole life, and they made a movie about it?
Forrest Gump.
No, not that one. It was
Rudy.
No. It was about it was the Joe Biden biopic.
Oh,
that fucking pedo retard.
that one. I believe that's still in the works.
Oh, I wouldn't know. That's why I've been saying retards so much, though, is because people giving people shit about it. It's like, hey, man, I understand black people saying they don't want you to say the N-word. That makes perfect sense, right? But they say it among themselves. That makes perfect sense too. You shouldn't tell unless you're a retard. You shouldn't tell retards whether they can use that word or not. And so by telling me I can't use that word, you're admitting that you're also retarded.
Yes. Oh my God! I'm going to use that. I am going to.
But actually, Sammy, that wasn't even going to be.
Yeah. So Mort, what is your rant about this week? So.
My rant about is something that happened today, put out by a leak from about an Ubisoft game. One thing I will say early on is I can actually give Ubisoft a little bit of props here because they didn't use the standard bullshit hospital clunker wheelchair in the model. They actually used a sporting wheelchair. But that's the best thing that I can say.
That's not very high praise, but we have pointed in the past that it's always the hospital Johnny wheelchair.
But my actual issue with a wheelchair being
does it control different?
I can send it to you if you want, Sammy.
Let me see here. Is it this one? Is it this one?
That is the clip. Yes.
Yeah,
and specifically talking about the clip on the left, it's a manual wheelchair that it looks to me like a racing / sport wheelchair, which that part is cool.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but that's the end of the coolness to me because whose fucking world are you going to have a frontline fighter in a motherfucking wheelchair trying to fucking snipe somebody? You're not. If you do have one of us on your team, you're gonna have us in base doing all of the tactical thinking and strategizing.
Why? That's not very DEI, Morpheus.
You can take DEI and turn that son bitch sideways and stick it straight up your candy ester, Max.
Well, if you turn it sideways, it says DIE. And that's what you're gonna do in the name of diversity. Goddammit.
Oh. That is true. Yeah, I mean that is one thing. Is like people is like the only way to do like frontline disabled characters is like in sci-fi where like they get mech
or mech legs or put like they did in the cyberpunk anime. You rip off our fucking legs, rip off our fucking arms, stick our fucking torso in a fucking chassis, and let us go.
Exactly, yeah. Like Max has been saying for years, like grill arms.
I would wait and reserve judgment personally until if it handles differently, I'd like to see that, right? Like, because I could see situations because they do make specialized operators in that game. No, like that's the whole point.
I don't know. I do
know. I've played that game, and each character has a special set of tools and skills, right? And so I could see it working, but this guy has to like basically control like a really good speed wheelchair, right? But that means like there's also disadvantages. And so I could see it being a support character that's not trying to get up close. Yeah, like stairs. Maybe he's got like a little hopping thing in it because it's a bit it's like near future tech, right? So I could see it if they made it in the game as a mechanic that's interesting and fun. I might even turn it on just to, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, if they,
but unfortunately, I don't see Ubisoft putting that much thought into that.
Yeah, it requires creativity, right?
Right. Yeah, as you can see, now that the left video is actually focused, you can see the wheelchair. To me, that chair is fine for once.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm even willing to give the team of that game the benefit of a doubt that they've put things in the game before that mechanically change it and are fun. Like they've made shields and like drones and stuff like that viable in like competitive first-person shooters. That's why people love Siege. So could it be good? Yes. If they did a great job, bravo. Do I think it's going to be good? No. It's a virtue signal.
No. We've seen too many times where
that's the thing is like people are also like,
and then the second video is literally like a
wheelchair
tank
operator in my book, but like, why would I? It's not realistic. But like I also
admittedly there's
like
a lot more
disabled
retard
character
representation
in my book series, so again, go check out the Shadows of Deception saga.
There's a lot more retard representation in video games than there probably is.
Yeah, I think
absolutely.
We pretty much covered like a lot of ground. We know that like Max is retarded.
But hold on, I just wanted a big shout out to the most famous retarded video game character of them all, Master Chief.
Apparently Ubisoft is also retarded, I guess. So
I mean,
what else is on the docket, gentlemen?
I don't think he can hear us, Mort.
Can you hear us?
See?
I think Max is muted.
Yeah, that's it.
Can you hear me?
And he's doing the Apex scam of beating on stream too.
Can you hear me, Sammy?
Which I love. And now Mortis has lost audio, I guess.
Only you.
So
me and him can hear each other. Only you can't hear us.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Yeah. We were talking. You just kept talking over us because you couldn't hear us. We heard each other just fine.
That's weird.
Maybe it's the universe's way of telling me to shut up about how stupid I am. I did say, Sam, that I was giving a shout out to the biggest retard representation in gaming history, Master Chief. Big shout out to him. He really did it. He proves that you can like become an icon of gaming and be completely fucking retarded. So.
Yeah. But
because he unleashed the flood and all that. He's fucking retarded.
Yeah. That's
he struggles. See, if you're dumb, you gotta be tough, and he does. He makes it right. That's what you got to do. That's the toughest burden of all. Is when you're retarded. You're often too stupid to be dishonorable.
And well, I mean, and I guess in some ways that's better than being like super smart and dishonest, right?
Yeah, I think so. But what would I know? I'm retarded.
So,
man, you know, it's freeing saying that. Sorry, I said it. I talked a lot about it, Sam, but now that it's out there on the table, I feel like I can say anything I want, you know? Because everybody knows I'm retarded now. And so they're fucking...
you know, right to the media, that's our whole thing, is saying what we want. So,
well, what else? We had news this week, right? Trump was up in the polls that he had been up in before until they magically made polls up. The DNC sounds like a snore, except the riots outside. Me and my wife watched Invincible, like the series. That's a fun one if you haven't seen it.
oh yeah, that one's actually like the animated series. That's actually the good. That's actually one of the good superhero shows, as opposed to The Boys, which is just crap now.
Yeah, Invincible, I like him because in the vein of like the classic, like main character of a universe, like Peter Parker, like Clark Kent, like maybe Bruce Wayne, arguably. He's like incorruptibly good, even despite he maybe shouldn't be. That's always the hallmark of a good hero. It's a well-written show.
I am curious to see if the DNC will actually call out the riots and be hypocrites.
I mean, they basically shut Chicago down with all the cops and the fences and stuff, so they weren't exactly welcoming to the riots. By the way, they understand building a wall as soon as they set up their convention in Chicago.
Yeah,
I fucking imagine that.
Yeah, and I was also gonna say, oh, and the party that wants to defund the police suddenly is in favor of the police when they're
motherfucking police state only for their side.
Yeah.
January 6th, Sam.
July...
January 6th, Sam.
J13.
That happened, Sam. You can't erase history, Sam.
Can't erase J13, even though they're.
All I have to do is repeat a day, Sam, because I'm retarded.
I can repeat. I can repeat.
9/11. I win. See how easy this is?
That's my next doctor appointment.
I can repeat too. 529 and J13.
Yeah, but that you didn't say it dramatically. Okay.
Listen.
I said it dramatically. Ask chat which was more impressive, 9/11 or what did you say?
529 and J13.
There you go. Which one sounded more impressive?
Probably
9/11.
Listen, Max. January 17th.
The trick of being a retard is you don't actually have to win the argument. You just have to make the dumb people in chat think that you won the argument. And you always have to remember that you're one of them and so you're a dumb person. Right? And then everybody's a dumb person in chat. And you know?
Well,
I'm not good at this, Sam. I'm retarded.
Wow, you really are retarded. You just called our audience dumb.
I'm surprised you didn't notice this before. My wife's back, by the way. Yay! Round of applause. She hosts a show called she's one of the 3 hosts of the Sandwich Makers broadcast, which you yourself can witness live. I was going to say in person, but it's not in person. Live on Rumble Saturday nights.
Yes, and
standard.
And they do
time.
A good show.
Yeah.
And then this week, coming back is Bits and Bones tomorrow night.
They do a really good show.
9 p.m. EST.
And also Bits and Bones. is on Thursdays.
Is it, Sam?
So
Is it really, Sam?
Yes, we're coming back this week. As far as I know, there is no technical issues this week.
Hear me. Oh, I got you. He can't hear me though. No, he can't hear me.
I can hear you now. I think my wire's like cutting out or something.
Oh, well, she said that something about home fries and bacon this Saturday on the Sandwich Fingers podcast.
No.
What you said? I heard you. You said home fries and a side of cheese.
Just fucking bring the mic over here.
That's as far as it goes.
All
baby.
right. Saturday, homeboy, that Chibi's friend from the story that she read last week, is going to be on the show with us to talk more about what happened with him and Nancy and all the other drama that went on. So definitely
Yes,
join
Nancy
us
the bitch.
because he's going to be there, and we are really excited to have him on.
Yeah, yay, and I can welcome him to the support group because he's definitely made some questionable decisions through that. But much like any good member of the retarded community, he rose above those dumb choices and bettered himself. And that's what being a retard's all about, Sam.
Is bettering yourself? Yeah. Well,
Yeah, if you're a true retard, you should strive to be a role model for your community.
well,
Not like you.
well. You are.
No, he's not a retard, but he made some decisions that he regrets, you see, and he bettered himself, and that's what it's all about. Did you not see this, Sam? Did you not listen to the Top Ranked Network show?
I
Pretty good.
I did catch part of it. So, I mean,
Yeah, she was just ranting for like an hour and a half or whatever.
Reddit.
Hashtag Maxine rants.
Yeah.
I mean,
Worse than me, Sam. She went off worse than me.
well,
That's probably why I'm acting out.
Maxine ranted worse than Mort does.
Chat universally said like she's now like top ranter.
well,
You gotta get back in that mix, Sam. You're losing your touch.
I'm gonna have to fight for that title, Maxine. Sorry.
well,
I give it away because I have humility. And I know that I'm too retarded to keep it.
you're not more humble than I am. I'm like ultra humble. Most.
You're not more retarded than I am. I win.
That's true, and also, how is that in your mind? It would be a win because you're retarded. So like clearly
That's the other thing is like another like side effect of this power is being able to look at the clearest L in the room and be like, man, I fucking won so hard. I am the fucking man. That's part of it, you know.
Who's not a retard though is Donald Trump. Man,
Segway nailed, Sam. Absolutely nailed it.
man, that guy is actually, I'm pretty sure, a genius. He's managed to
I don't know. He does have a lot of the symptoms of what I've been referring to all night, if you think about it.
well,
He makes decisions and then they somehow work out for him. You know? He just uses his gut instinct a lot of the time.
I mean,
all signs point to this shouldn't work, and he does it anyway. And by God, it works.
I use my gut instinct all the time, and it's worked out for me. So
that's true.
I guess if using your gut instinct is retarded, then I'm retarded too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and there's kinds of retarded too, right? Like Johnny Fox is socially retarded, and there's all different kinds.
So
we all have our cross to bear, I just have generalized retardation, as I mentioned.
I have Mortis and I have physical retardation.
Facts.
Yeah. That one's kind of easier to deal with.
Retarded as Ricky Berwick.
Because like people see you and they kind of have an idea that you have physical limitations and you know what I mean? But like they don't know that I'm retarded until I do something stupid.
Until you open your mouth.
You guys just got to be aware. Like we're everywhere. There's just retards everywhere you go, and you're going to have to accept that they say stupid things and they do dumb things, and it's because they have completely an inability to understand the world around them because they're retarded.
Oh yeah, I've been on Twitter, Max. I know that the world is.
You're not just on Twitter though; they're out in public. You ever been to Walmart, Sam? It's full of retards.
I have.
In the beginning of the month.
I have.
Yeah. Go on the first of the month to Walmart. You'll see all the retards.
I have. Like I said on last week's show, I got held up in the TSA line by a couple of retards.
Hey, TSA is one of the fine jobs that our upstanding retards do regularly. Okay, Sam? What other kind of work can you get but harassing a crippled guy on his way to see his grandmother's service? You gotta be retarded to take the job in the first place, Sam. Maybe have a little respect.
I did show respect for them, and they still treated me horribly. So,
well, they're retarded. And people let them. They get absolute. What do you think happens when you let a retard have absolute control over other people? They like using it.
They're
retarded.
Like the last 4 years?
Yeah.
Exactly. We could be looking at a perfect example of it right now. It's slow rolling in front of us. Like that horrible car. Like, actually, I was just talking about, me and the wife watched Invincible. And now I'm traumatize her. It's like that scene. Oh, can I spoil it, Sam? It's a few years old.
I've seen it, so yes.
Okay, it's like the train scene in slow motion. You're just watching the bodies grind up in front of you, and there's just nothing you can do. And you're just standing there. And you can't move, and there's all these body parts just everywhere because you just annihilated like 1,000 human beings in 5 seconds. It's like that, Sam.
My favorite part of that was just hearing Maxine say no in the background. My favorite part, one of my favorite scenes in that show was when Invincible's dad just massacres all of the other
Superman. And then you don't really find out until literally the last episode, which is great, right? Because I kept asking her, do you have any suspicion as to why he did that? And she's like, no, not a clue. She couldn't even fathom a guess. It was hidden pretty well, I would say.
Are they doing
called her a pet? He fucking called her his wife. He called her a pet. That fucking goddamn evil son of a misogynistic asshole.
You know what? Maxine is a better ranter than you are.
Maxine is the queen of rants.
Yeah.
She got so mad, guys, when the pet thing happened. She was mad. She was mad at a lot, and it's one of those shows that doesn't value holding its characters onto just because they're popular, and it loves a good shock factor. So many times, a character that she really likes gets brutally fucking executed, and she just
Well,
for
then
minutes on end, she just sits there in shock. And the show's so well paced that that's usually when it goes to a slow scene of them discussing, like, that's the other thing I like that they underlaid like grief and post-traumatic stress onto like the real lives of the characters, which is something that like other superhero franchises kind of don't do, and that's what makes a lot of the characters relatable.
I'm pretty sure that Maxine would really just not like the boys. Then
I've been watching it.
She says she's been watching it. I know she flipped off what's his face, homie the clown.
Oh, fuck that motherfucking cunt bag. Captain, where the fucking sunshine up his ass, motherfucking. Oh!
well,
Yeah, you see what I mean. I've never watched the show. I just know I was flipping through something and there was an ad and she just flipped that guy off.
my problem with that show, Maxine, is that they basically made homo. I'm really pissed off at the showrunners.
Hey, Sam, what do you think
Because-
about Doja Cat?
Who?
God in heaven.
Doja Cat. She's a singer.
Who?
Thank God Penn doesn't watch
Yeah,
this
she's
shit.
got like she's pretty. Actually, I was listening to find out myself, and she's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. As like pop singers go, and she can rap triple time, which a lot of women can't do. That's impressive. Anyway, apparently she's dating the guy that some of the girls like from Stranger Things, Eddie Munson from the show. Joe Quinn, the real life actor, was photographed making out with her, and the far left Stranger Things TikTok fan base is like schizo mode. It's in absolute flames because they're so mad that he would A, dare have a girlfriend that's not them. I'm not even joking. And B, that it's her specifically because they think she's an alt-right she's a black woman, just for the record. That an alt-right neo-Nazi because she was in some like Twitter group chat years ago, and she did a song called Didn't Do Nothing, like kind of making fun of that meme. And they're like, she's a anti-Semitic neo-Nazi or whatever. And she's just like a normie.
I mean, the left hates Sydney Sweeney because she's an attractive woman. So
Yeah, and she trolls them too. I've noticed that about you guys. The thing is you guys, little like puppy crush on her is kind of like both adorable and sad at the same time. But like I get why you like her because she's a little bit of a troll without being too like overt. This chick is the same. She's a little bit of a troll.
She's a sexy troll.
I don't even think Doja Cat is like a right winger. I don't think she's like voting for Trump or something. But like in the past, she's hung out with like edgy meme groups, right? And so they want to crucify her for that. But more than that, they want to crucify her because that guy's their little teen idol at the moment. And I said to my wife, you know what that sounds like? If you know anything about celebrities in Hollywood, it sounds like this is a setup to get rid of people exactly like that can't handle the fact that he has a girlfriend, and that particularly would be upset if it was a specific girlfriend, I don't know, like Doja Cat, and make them freak out so they don't fucking stalk you on the internet anymore. You know how weird I was discussing this with my wife. I don't ask for autographs ever from celebrities because I think that's mark shit, and that's why a lot of them respect me when I do meet them, is because I don't ever ask. I'll ask for a picture. I don't think that's really tacky. And if you pay to go to like a signing, I think that's kind of markish, but sometimes that's fine. But I've only ever gone to signings for free. But I don't ask somebody. It's more for me like, hey, and especially people don't get that it's like the ICP fan base is really just fun to party with for 2 hours. So I stood in line mostly to do that and like shotgun beers and be retarded, in my element with my people, paint my face up in the traditional fashion and get really. My wife's throwing shit at me because this is facts right now. Paint my face. See, I always do anybody killer. He's and he's Indian, so he does like a skull. It's so dope looking, but it's easy to do. And she ends up doing it for me and does a good job. So I always do the war paint like that with it's black, white, and red with a skull. It's Indian looking. And that's my favorite one to do because it looks wild at night. And then you get covered in Faygo, Sam. It runs down and the makeup all kind of smudges and comes together. And it runs into your mouth and nose. And it tastes, this is like the taste of an ICP concert done right. Is the taste of cheap Midwestern soda pop and cheap face paint in the back of your fucking mouth where you can't get rid of it until you wash it out with some Waffle House, which is the only thing open on the way home. That's a traditional, it's like a traditional folk dance of my people,
That sounds like the taste of fun then, essentially.
Well, yeah, but you non-retards wouldn't get it.
But they love all the titties.
You probably love all the titties, though. Yeah, my wife's the one that brought that up. Just to clarify.
I did hear that, and she might be right about that.
There were straight up naked women just walking around everywhere. Like some of them, literally the only thing they're wearing is one of those belly necklace fucking shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So
there was a naked girl juggling fire while we were watching Ice Cube do. You could do it. Put your back into it. That shit. And she I was watching, but not even because she was naked, dude. It was some of the most spectacular shit I've ever seen in my life, and she is butt ass naked in a field in the middle of fucking the ass fuck of the Midwest, right? It was a good time. Hey, being retarded, you can have a lot of fun.
That is true. I've been to college Republican events, and
I'm sure it's exactly the same as what I just described, huh?
No, but
I just love that he transitioned right into those college Republican events, and I'm like, yeah, I bet they get wild, huh? Lots of titties.
Fucking nerd events.
Oh.
What's funny though is when the GOP does come into town, it's not the titties, but man, does Grindr blows up for some strange reason. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, because Charlie Kirk, because usually that means Charlie Kirk is in town, and you know.
Maybe some groiper action. Oh, yeah. You get your suspects. Mm-hmm. Or those old preachers, the kind that used to, meet guys in the stall by kicking them under the stall. You remember that guy?
Yeah.
Which one was he? He was meeting gay prostitutes as he was a really famous TV evangelical. And he would, it was in the court documents and shit that he would kick under the stall to try and get the other guy's attention, and that's how he got caught. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy whose name I can't remember.
Yeah, one of them fucking losers. But man, don't listen to grifters. See, and that's the other thing is being a retard. I can say with confidence that you just shouldn't listen to me or take me seriously. And if I happen to be right about something, it's more often just a coincidence. Don't take it too serious. Unless you start to notice a pattern, Sam. If I happen to be right all the time, then maybe that might be a little concerning, right? Because then it might not be that I'm smart, Sam. It might just mean the entire world is fucking retarded. And that's a terrifying thought.
And I think that's a good spot to close the show on that note. The entire world, folks, might be retarded. And that would be a crying shame. But we do have good news.
I'm gonna have to get more chairs and bunt cake, Sam.
Yes, you do. But we do have good news because Bits and Bones is on Thursday. Then we've got the Sandwich Makers on Saturday night, and then I'll have a guest coming on Monday's show. So come
I know
back.
we got two more things coming like very soon. One of them is apparently a nameless paranormal related show that's been heavily worked on by multiple people at this point. So I won't be a part of it. You know why, Sam? Because see, I'm retarded and like I don't believe in those. I'm not afraid of no ghosts. I could tell my stories, but they're not like other people's stories where they get all like, I don't get scared. Like my wife can attest. I'm not scared of very much.
I believe that.
Latex gloves. I had a heart attack about some of them about a week ago, but otherwise not really.
But
I'm scared of psycho women, but that's about it.
But anyway, that should be a fun lineup. So stay tuned for all of that. And thanks everyone who has bought the books. And folks, if you like the show, please support us on Rumble. Subscribe if you can. That really helps us get in Rumble's algorithm.
Create an account. That's like one of the best things you can do to help us, actually. I know it's a pain in the ass. Just create an account, subscribe, and then listen to like you do now without the account, right? But do it one time for us, please. That's all I ask. That's our call to action.
Yeah. And if you wanna listen to the show too, you can subscribe on Spotify.
Yes.
We're almost at like 200 subscribers on Spotify. So please, if you have
follow Sam on Twitter because you can actually watch it there. And there's a chat if you pay like I do.
Yes.
See, I'm retarded, Sam. I pay for Twitter.
Well, I must be retarded too because I also pay for Twitter.
See, I was gonna ask that earlier. We would have known earlier. Yeah, that's the first question on the test. Do you pay for Twitter? And if you say yes, then that's 100%. And so yeah, you're retarded. Welcome. Why don't you come eat some bunt cake?
So are like 90% of the author friends I know. So like your meeting is actually going to get like a lot of people now, Max.
Sick.
So anyway though, folks, from all of us here at Right to From Media, have a good evening. God bless. God save this great nation. God freedom legacy. And don't do anything that Max and I would do. And we'll see you on the next Whitfield Report, folks. Adios.